Good evening and welcome to Omnibros I am Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, and I am joined as always by my fabulous co-host Omar from Near Mint Condition. Omar, how's it going, buddy?
It's going great, man. Never gets old hearing you say my name like that.
Whoops, you know what? I'm highlighted only on myself. There. Okay, now I got
You're the only one. You're the only one that matters. So people come to see you. That's it. It's okay. I get it.
And there's Gio. Gio, how's it going, buddy?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
What's up, man? It's going good. It's going good.
Great.
Got some people in the chat already. ETL. Always a pleasure seeing that guy.
Yeah. You know who else it's a pleasure always to see? Every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, well, I wasn't really going to say Lou, but it is Lou. There's Lou from Comics Guide 101.
Let me get this right.
What?
How's it going, Lou?
Hello.
I was going to say InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts added 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an Omnibros discount code. If you live in the United States, make a purchase of over $50 or more, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Clean shaven, Lou.
Yeah, I had to get clean shaven. I got a job fair I have to go to on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
Good luck.
Yeah, I hate doing job interviews, but gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Good
Oh,
luck.
yeah, you went through it a few months ago, so you know what it is.
Yeah, I do. Okay, we got a full episode tonight, so why don't we get started, Jess? Luis, you guys want to talk about the hunt for Wolverine first?
Sure.
Okay,
that's the more straightforward book, that's for sure.
Really? Okay, let me hear you say. Let me hear.
I think it's more straightforward than Mr. Miracle, at least.
Okay, well, Mr. Miracle is a little deeper, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, whole different thing.
So, can I, before we get started on the review, I'll let you go first, Jess, but I do want to point out how amazing this wonderful poster by the amazing Todd Knock is. I love these all the characters he drew in here. When I got to interview him, I asked him, I'm like, did you ever trace any of the characters? You can tell me the truth, man. Come on. But no, each of the characters is an individual drawing. It's so cool. I love that guy. I love that guy. He's been around since the early 90s, so it's good to see names like that still kicking ass. Okay.
That is an amazing drawing.
So Wolverine died, right? He got encased in adamantium because that's going to kill.
He got encased in what now?
Is adamantium. You know, the thing that is no, motherfucker, I know how to say this word. I've been saying it for 35 years. Don't start on me. You can have Thanos or Thanos. I'll give you that one. Don't fuck with me about my adamantium. Anyway, so that's how he died. He got encased in it, and it was so lame. So then we have this, a few years later, after All New Wolverine and X-23, we were hinted that he was coming back in that Legacy issue. That Legacy one-shot, and then we get the set of miniseries, The Hunt for Wolverine, where lots of different things happened.
It's almost a confusing amount of different things that happened.
Yeah, some, and then some that just some I really liked. All right, let's talk about. There were 4 different series in here.
It's a big combo.
Weapon Loss, Adamantium Agenda, Claws of the Killer, and Mystery and Matterport. And I think my favorite one's the one by Tom Taylor. But you're probably the least knowledgeable in X-Men.
That's true.
What did you think of this? Because it's kind of all over the place. Like, what did you think of each miniseries and the way that it was collected?
I'm always a little worried when you've got so many writers involved in a series like this, because every story is going to be could be a little jarring. I generally, I really liked the book. I found every arc to be pretty interesting. I'll cut right to the chase. The story I did not like.
Talk to me, Jess. Talk to me. Which one? Let's see if we agree.
Was a story of written by Jim Zub. Mystery
Yes,
in
we
Madripoor.
agree. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really care for this story, and it was really set up well. I like the idea of the fierce women going after going to Madripoor to talk to Magneto. I really enjoy, because I like Psylocke. You know, Kitty Pryde, Jubilee, Storm, Rogue, Domino. You know, obviously they're all fierce women, and I dig them.
Did you dig the artwork? Because that was one of the big things.
I really did not like it.
Like, what is going on here? What is this?
It's honestly, it's downright hideous. It's terrible.
Yeah, I did not like the artwork at all.
This is so bad.
I'm kind of surprised it got by them.
Yeah, it's very elongated and sketchy, and really took me out of the story, and the story took me out of the story. I didn't like it at all.
I would use the word flat to describe this guy's artwork, because it doesn't look like somebody standing behind anybody. There are no dimensions. It's just, I don't understand how people like this still get hired, right? Like, I know that sounds mean, but when you're talking about X-Men and a book that's, you know, one of your flagship titles, because something huge happens in this story.
Who's the artist?
Let me see, who is the artist on here? RB Silva.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, I like that guy. Tony Silas with. No, I like Leonard Kirk. He did issue 4, but Tony Silas did the first 3 issues. It's the one that I did not care for. So the big thing that happened in this was that Psylocke went back into her original body. And I can talk about this for 45 minutes and just review the whole history of Psylocke, but I'm not going to. But I'll just give you a quick synopsis. In the 90s, there was a story crossover event called the Acts of Vengeance, where Jim Lee and Chris Claremont decided to make Psylocke, after she walked through the Siege Perilous and starting over a new life, an Asian assassin, right? Changing everything about her body, including, well, they did keep the eyes that Spiral gave her. So the Mandarin was behind all that. And then that was retcon in the mid-90s, when it wasn't that her body, they had changed her body. It was that they swapped her mind into another character. And then it got really confusing. So now there is no more Asian Psylocke. Now we have Psylocke back. Like Psylocke, British Psylocke back. That's what and it's so weird that it happened in a comic book called The Hunt for Wolverine, like issue 3, I think. What the hell? Like that needed to happen in the main story. Why did it happen in this? Like it seems like a big push from, I don't know, editorial. They were like, okay, it's politically incorrect. We never should have made her a hot Asian assassin. We should have just kept her British. That was a bad move. Let's just hide it under the rug under this series called The Hunt for Wolverine. No one's going to buy this shit anyway. That's what I feel like it happened. I could be wrong.
I grew up on hot Asian Psylocke, so I'm good with that.
Yeah, that was my introduction to her, so I'm still good with that. But now she's Betsy Braddock, so I'm fine with it. Whatever.
It's just, how many times are you going to retcon this stupid idea anyway? Just leave things alone. It doesn't add anything to the story. Okay, we get it. Now more people are going to be confused. Wait, she's not Asian, but I thought she was always Asian.
Yeah, I thought she was Asian.
Like people that were introduced to her that way. But anyway, now the rest of the series. What did you think about the rest of the series? That was my least favorite.
Yeah, that was my least favorite story. I liked the Daredevil stuff a lot. I liked the
Weapon Lost.
I thought that was interesting.
I love the artwork in that too.
Yeah, I liked the Cypher, the Misty Knight, the Frank Hill I guess I should be showing some artwork.
Yeah, show the artwork on this
yeah.
because it was just that one miniseries that was bad.
Right, because the rest of the artwork is actually really good. This is the Daredevil one where they get Cypher to speak the language of the internet, which he's addicted to, and he is able to track down somebody that's killing as if Logan would, and they go on a mission to find him, and it turns. Are we spoiling this? I'm sure everybody's read this already.
The hunt for Wolverine is over.
Okay, so it turns out to be Cyborg Wolverine.
He has been found.
He's been found. Okay, so it turns out to be Cyborg Wolverine, who I didn't even know was a thing.
Oh my god, dude! Albert is amazing. So I was that's why I wanted to ask you, since you're probably the least knowledgeable about X-Men, how you felt about these series, because there's a lot of little nostalgia kicks to people that read like the Larry Hama run or the stuff way before Jason Aaron, like back when Claremont was on the book. So it's pretty and Peter David. So I thought it was pretty interesting to see all these characters show back up. So I'm like, and as I was reading this, I was like, man, I wonder if Jess is gonna understand about this android Wolverine.
That he was probably the only one I didn't know about, and also the non-Asian Psylocke. But I just sort of took that with a grain of salt and just said okay. But yeah, no, I did not know about Cyborg Wolverine. I knew everybody. I knew everything else, and I thought the story worked well. I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was fun, and it seemed gritty, and a couple of New York City cops working together, one an Inhuman, one with a crazy arm and a kick-ass attitude in Misty Knight. I dug that. And I found it a lot of fun, and they're the first ones that find the lead to this company that seems to be at the root of all evil of this thing, which is was it Solera, Exxon? What is it again?
Exxon Mobil?
No, he's talking about the company that
they find is in charge of the zombie apocalypse that happens.
It's always Roxxon.
Roxxon. No, it's not Roxxon. It's
Enron.
I'm Sotiera. Sotiera.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, which shows up later in the book in another good story arc. I'm kind of skipping which shows up in a zombie story arc involving Lady Deathstrike and Sabretooth and Daken, who want to kill Wolverine.
Look at you dropping names.
I know, right? I know these guys.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I know these guys.
Wait. Lady Deathstrike and Daken want to kill Wolverine? Shocking.
Depends on who's writing them.
Right, but first we've got the Avengers in the form of Spider-Man, Jessica Jones, Iron Man, and Luke Cage, who go underwater in a bidding war to find what they think is DNA of Wolverine.
That's my favorite story, actually. That's the Tom Taylor story.
I really thought that was fun. Yeah, go ahead. Talk about that.
Mainly, I wanted to talk about the artist on that, because that's who R.B. Silva. Yeah, this guy's art is solid. It reminds me a lot of Stuart Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's artwork, I think it's really nice. It's smooth. It's clean. He knows, it's nice to know at least how to draw three-dimensional panels. That's a good start when you're doing a sequential story. I think it's important.
You're right. That other art was flat. That's exactly what the word is.
I like how everybody ended up wearing the iron armor. I thought that was cool. Because, I mean, we've seen Spider-Man wear it in the Spider-Verse, but it's not the movie, the crossover. Clarify that. And, yes, I really enjoy this story. Because it also what's her name showed up. Wolverine. Well, who was Wolverine?
Right.
X-23 now. Yes, she shows up, so it's always a fun time when Tom Taylor's writing her. And then Mariko was one of the sisters wrote the next one, right? Tamaki wrote the next one, The Claws of a Killer.
Was that the zombie one?
Yes, that's the one with Lady Deathstroke and Sabretooth. But this guy RB Silva, man, I really like his art. I like the way that he draws her.
It's got like a cell shaded look.
Yeah, I can see. Like I said, it reminds me a lot of like Stuart Eminem.
Yeah,
I appreciated that about the series, how each one of them had a different tone. This is the one that Jess was talking about. The one that had the zombie Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike storyline.
Yeah, and that was cool because there was something something going on in there that kept them from all healing again.
Yeah. I like when things like that happen to Wolverine, so it's nice that that happened. And this is during the Weapon X series when they're all a team anyway. But it's pretty cool to take them out of their element. Now, I think the two stories that tie them together, they're all written by Charles Soule, right? The Hunt for Wolverine that kicks off the series, and then the Dead Ends.
Right.
They're all written by him, and those were okay. I'm not the biggest Charles Soule guy. I think he's okay. He's okay. Right. You know, he's hit and miss.
I liked his She-Hulk run.
Yeah, I like the She-Hulk run. I did not like his Astonishing X-Men run.
I never read that. I didn't mind him here. I thought it was pretty good.
He only wrote, 6 issues out of this?
Yeah.
That's not terrible. But the other issue, the 4-issue miniseries that Jess was talking about at first, I found it funny that it was more of a Heroes for Hire miniseries than a Hunt for Wolverine. Wolverine was kind of thrown in there a little bit. Like the name dropping, maybe. And that was about it. But overall, I thought it was a fun series. I didn't like miniseries, collect it all in one hardcover. I'm surprised they didn't do the Return of Wolverine or Wolverines, plural, in an oversized format. So,
I mean, as far as like the Marvel event stuff, this is one of their more recent ones that I actually kind of enjoyed. I dug it. You know, there were little references and stuff like that. There were some deep cuts in there. I didn't know who the fuck Cyborg Wolverine was. I was like, who is this? Because my knowledge of the X-Men is probably close to what Jess's knowledge is. I mean, other than the key stuff like the Morrison run, he did Avengers. I'm blanking out. The Joss Whedon stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, the Joss Whedon stuff. And a little bit of the Claremont stuff. My knowledge of the and of course X-Force. My knowledge of the Rick Remender run. My knowledge of the X-Men is pretty limited, and I thought it was all right. I thought it was pretty good.
I enjoyed it, except for that one story arc. I thought it was a fun read.
It didn't blow me away. It didn't blow me away. It was kind of a book that we chose. Like, let's just kind of throw it in there and see how it is. And
I think it did what it was set out to do, and that was like, there's no way in hell they're gonna find Wolverine, and I think he may show up in like one panel. So I kind of saw that coming. But the thing that shocked me the most was what most people were pretty upset about that was happening was during that one miniseries where Psylocke goes and reverts back to her original body. I mean, that is a retcon of a retcon of a retcon, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care by now.
It broke you?
I'm glad. I'll tell you what. I'm glad it was the last damn story, because if it had been the first, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't keep going. This is bad. The art was bad, but yeah, the rest of the book was great. I liked it. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about something completely different, though.
Wow.
This is what I'm excited to talk about.
We are going to be talking about this little book that may have slipped under people's radars, and this is Mr. Miracle. Now, I remember reading this, and I messaged the group, these guys here. I was like, which one of you is the most knowledgeable when it comes to Mr. Miracle? Because I feel like all I know him from is his JLI days, and then the stuff that Grant Morrison wrote, which isn't even Alan, free at all. So Jess said he was familiar with his Jack Kirby stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only place I know him from.
Okay. But I like that Tom King went everywhere. So let's break it down. This is going to be a hard book to review. I find this is like a book that I don't talking about it's not going to do it justice. But we can try. We're going to try.
Yeah.
We're going to try. So how do you want to break this down, Jess? How do you want to? I'm looking at you for direction. I could do Hunt for Wolverine all day long.
I know.
Each of the 12 issues is so different that we could talk about each issue and break it down and make an episode out of it.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think Tom King is kind of a secret romance writer. He does romance really well with like Catwoman and Batman, and now with Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. I loved when they were checking into the hospital and last name Barda, first name Big. And I love that her name is just Big Barda. And he checks into the hospital like that. But I think you can break it into, I guess if I were to try and break it into sections, it would probably be the sort of the romance and desperate try to keep their lives normal on Earth, then the war on Apocalypse that they seem to be simultaneously fighting, then the anti-life equation that he seems to be fighting in his head still, and whether or not he's choosing to try and escape from it while it's in his head, because I think that's what the most confusing part is, and the part that's hard to pin down is what exactly is going on in Mr. Miracle Scott Free's head.
What is real?
Yeah, what's real and what's not real, and I think that's the anti-life equation that he's battling with in his head. But I think at its core, it's a love story between Scott Free and Big Barda, because it's really a sweet romance. That's you know, it's like an action couple. You know, there's quips going on all the time. There's a toddler involved. There are little toddlers involved, and they've got a nanny that's a man that's kind of a whack job, and
the big thing that happened, and this kind of kicks it off, is you are led to strongly believe that he had tried to do something right within the first issue.
Yeah, right within the first page.
Within the first issue, within the first page, that he had tried to.
Are we not talking spoilers on this?
Yeah, we might as well. I don't see how we
go
can
ahead and talk about spoilers
without
because
spoiling it.
The book's been out for over a year. I mean,
well, the trade came out early this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be good. All right, so if you haven't picked this up, bottom line is pick this up. Toot sweet. It's for me, it's one of the best things that Tom King's done.
Really?
That I think so. It's not as good as Vision for me. It's not as good as Vision, and it's not as good as Omega Man. But I really dug this.
I read halfway through this. Maddie kept insisting that I go ahead and read it because she really loved it. And I read halfway through it, and halfway through it, I was like, I like it a lot, but I don't think it's as good as Vision. When I finished the book, I feel like it's more important than Vision for people to read, in the sense that I think people would be able to get more out of it in the end than Vision. And I think that's what matters to me when it comes to a good story, like what I get out of it. And I got so much out of this. Because it was important to, like, all these things like Jess was talking about, all these little stories and how they're living their life, like how they're talking normal. And that's what kind of takes you out of it, right? Like the whole, this is one of my favorite moments, and I think it's issue 6, if I'm not mistaken. And it's funny that my wife knew the twist before I did. Because, by the way, as soon as I was done with this, she picked it up and read it all in like one day. And
wow.
She loved it too.
That's amazing.
It's the issue where they're kind of Marie Kondoing his house.
Yeah.
While they're battling all the fourth world gods, and they're talking like, yeah, we need to remodel the kitchen. And he's like, I like the kitchen. And she's like, yeah, you have a lot of stuff. Like a lot of his old, what's his name's Oberon's, his porn magazines and stuff. He's like, and she was like, you don't need that. And he was like, yeah, but they were his. And She's like, you need to declutter your life while they're like beating the shit out of all these characters, like never once focusing on what is at hand, right? And then by the end of it, she, I thought it was a really sweet moment, like where she just tells you, hold on, it's like, oh yeah, it's right here where she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. That's why I'm nesting. So my wife figured out that she was nesting long before my dumbass did, because I didn't get it up until like, I'm like, why are they having this conversation? Did she just did that Marie Kondo show just happen on Netflix? Is that what this is popular? Like I didn't get that until like the very last part, man. And I thought that was awesome.
I gotta give credit in that particular issue. You really see Mitch Gerard's flex his muscles because you see him differentiate just how different their styles of fighting are between Big Barda and Mr. Miracle. Where Mr. Miracle is very lightweight, he's very floaty. Big Barda is Big Barda. She is gonna hit you in the face really hard, and you're gonna go down really quick.
Yeah,
so it's those little details that really, I think, make this book special. And Tom King is fantastic in this, but I think really the standout star for these 12 issues is Mitch Gerard's. His art in this he leveled up in this. Like there's no other way to put it. He was fantastic in Sheriff of Babylon. He's done a few great issues of Batman, but this is to me him on another level.
It reminds me a lot of Sean Murphy, but more like a more realistic and Sean Murphy's like a perfect. How do I describe Sean Murphy? Like if you took Mark Silvestri and anime and you put him in a blender, you get Sean Murphy, and that's so hot and sexy. I love his artwork. This is like this guy, Mitch Gerard, has more of a realistic, almost Bill Sienkiewicz kind of style to his art, right? And I'm just picking a few just panels, not doing, like I said, not doing it justice until you actually hold the book. I love the way that Scott's beard grows issue to issue. How less and less he lets himself go. I love all his superhero shirts.
I love those.
It's good to know that I have 2 of them at least. So that's why I have the Nightwing one and the Kid Flash. I love oh my god, I love when she was having the baby. That was like one of my favorite issues.
Yeah, that was great.
He's having to talk to the Furies.
The Furies out in the waiting room.
Yeah, this panel right here, it gets me every time. I'm like, none of this is making any sense. On Old Reader, New Reader, now I don't mean to plug my show, we reviewed Hawkeye last week. And one of my pet peeves that I have, it's about myself, and I actually complimented Jess, is I have a hard time letting go of things that have happened before. Like, if a writer comes in and is writing Hawkeye, I expect them to know everything that's happened in Hawkeye's life, his relationships and things. And that's what was hard for me to enjoy Hawkeye the first time I read it. The second time I read it, I was like, you know what? I'm going to let go of all that baggage and just read it for what it is. Going into this, like I said, I was not really familiar with the character of Mr. Miracle, other than the JLI days, which it was nice to see Booster and Ted appear in this. That was a nice little shout out. That was awesome when they got drunk together.
Yeah.
Well, and Big Barda was also part of that team too. That's where I got to know her the most. But then she was also in Morrison's JLA. Now, but that was it. So it was so much easier for me to let go because I don't have any baggage with him. So that's why I asked Jess, like whether the character is anything like this or not. I don't really know.
Not like this isn't like the Kirby run at all.
Well, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure this is. I'm sure this is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, this is broken up into 3 parts. You have the part at the very beginning where he attempts to commit suicide.
Right. Because he's trying to escape.
He's trying to escape, and throughout the book, you're wondering, is he dead? Like, what exactly is it going on here? And then you have the part that leads after that he leads into him having a child, and then you have him dealing kind of with the fallout of that and having to deal with Apocalypse. And to me, the more interesting stuff was seeing them go through their daily life and having to deal with the fact that they're new parents. Rather, the war stuff was cool. You know, the little bit that we got of that, but I found it more interesting seeing these kind of larger than life characters. Not only larger than, these are damaged. They are very damaged individuals, both of them, because they even say they've had a fucked up childhood, both of them.
Yeah, both were raised on Apocalypse, right? By Granny Goodness. So to add to your confusion, or I'm sorry, what you were saying, how the reader would be confused as to whether any of this is real or not. Mitch has these little panels, right? So everything, by the way, that we've been showing you has been done on a 9-panel page, which is, traditionally what they used to do back in the day. Easier for the artists, because they would just didn't have to draw anything hardly. But every once in a while, this is a bad example because this whole page looks like this. But he would draw like little glitches, right? Like you're almost like, okay, well, this isn't real, obviously, because like he's glitching out. His vision is glitching out. He's definitely dead. So you're trying to figure out what is going on. And you kind of get lost in the story and wrapped up in the everyday life of these characters. But I love that. Like when they have the baby, he's fighting this giant war. And they have to take turns watching the baby. So he goes and fights and leads this war because he is now the new High Father. So, man, so much. And I love the way that Mitch also cheats on doing the 9-page panels to do like more than 9 panels. I wish I could find, like, when he's punching somebody, like he goes through 3 panels instead of just that one. So that's a nice little way of working around that. Yeah, things like this. So you're, he's making love to Big Barda, and then there's like a glitch on that. You're like, wait, what the hell's going on? What is this about?
Like every issue also has like a few. I think like the beginning of every issue is like a Jack Kirby quote.
Well, it does have the Jack Kirby quote in here, right? The comics will break your heart, kid, which is what he told. Didn't he tell like a cartoon strip artist? Like back in it wasn't like he was like upset. It was just more like a comics will break your heart, kid. Don't do it. It wasn't like my life is miserable. And I know it became like a huge meme a few years ago, but I love the way that he used it in here too.
Also, best use of a party platter I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that's so great seeing Darkseid. Munch off of the party platter.
That was such a great moment.
I think my favorite moment in this is when the offer is made, right? Like Darkseid's like, this is the party platter that Luis is talking about. So Darkseid's like, okay, I'll make you a deal. I will, we'll give up, we'll retreat. I will give you the anti-life equation, and you just got to give me your newborn child. And the best part about that is, I wish I could find the damn panels, is when he's setting up for the party, like he goes to right here. He goes to the gas station and he's just pouring his heart out to this guy. And the guy's just like, man, you really ought to think about getting a Speedy Rewards card. Like you could save $3. And Scott's just like, look, I can end this war that's been going on for a long time. I just got to give him my only child. But no, the guy gets deep too. Like he's like, well, I guess you could look at it like this: what brings you more happiness, right? Like giving your kid is everybody's life, living, bring you more happiness. And then I love that he ends it. He's like, you ought to think about getting that rewards membership card.
It's free money.
I think that's probably my favorite part of this whole comic book. Man, this is such a good story. I loved every minute of it. I couldn't put it down.
How did you interpret the ending?
Let's see. I interpret the ending with the crisis kind of ending where he shows him the multiple Earths. Let me see. Let me find that page real quick because I do want to talk about that. Shit, where is it? So I think that's really important because he does mention, he tells him he's talking to Oberon, right?
Yeah.
Or is it Orion? I can't remember. He's talking to somebody. He's talking to somebody.
Is this pre-crisis? Is that how this is going?
Well, we don't know because I think when he gives him, son of a bitch, where is that page? Because it shows him a page of the crisis characters. It's it's the only semi-splash page.
Right after he talks to Metron. This page.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, this page.
So then,
right after he kills Darkseid, and Metron shows him this page.
So I interpret that as and I guess that's the beauty of stories like this, right? That's what makes stories like this so good, is that you can interpret it your own way. That he was given the option to, start over a new life in this rebirth universe that we have now. Because all those characters, if you notice, if you put it on Jess, each one of those are, I think it's the rebirth version of themselves, of the characters. Sorry.
Yeah, and he chooses to stay where he's at.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I got out of it.
And that's why High Father's disappointed with him, and Orion's ghost is. High Father says he's a failure, and Orion's disappointed with him, and everything else. But Oberon says he's did great, kid, in making the choice that he did, and not going to this place.
I just love the fact that there's a page in here where it's Scott Free talking basically to God, who's his father, on the beach, just out of nowhere. I was like, oh wow, okay, I dig that.
And then by the end of it, he's back to clean shaven. His life's back to normal. So I was, you're also led to believe that any of that stuff really happened, or was it all inside of his head?
Looking back on this, some of these covers are just beautiful.
So to me, I think, I don't know. This is probably one of the best reads I've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
I think it means more to me than Vision. I love Vision. But I think I got so much more out of it just because of every issue was so different. And maybe it's the Neon Genesis Evangelion thing where I just love getting my brain screwed and not understanding everything and then trying to figure out maybe that this happened. Was this real? Is this going to be what the afterlife is like? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy this more.
You think there's veggie platters in the afterlife?
I hope not. Especially with cauliflower, because that is, you see cauliflower on your platter, you're in hell. That's a good sign you're in hell.
Well, there was that part with Bug that he was still in hell.
That's right, yeah.
Would you guys say this affected you a little bit more because you are fathers? I mean, Vision had the whole family dynamic, but this is like he is just starting his family. And Vision, yeah, it was about a family, but they were really more he made them himself. Where
yeah.
Like, the biological child of Scott Free, who you got to see basically through life.
I definitely felt more for him because how tired a baby can make you. I remember that. I'm sure Jess remembers that. There is so like him going back to war after like watching the kid. I was like, oh Jesus! I remember those first few days going back to work. That was miserable. I can't imagine leading an army against the, dark side. This is horrible. And Big Barda as well. Actually, I liked both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They were great. They were both written so damn great and so human, right? I guess that's the best way to put it. Mm-hmm. You said it earlier, Luis.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of my biggest, highest possible recommendations. I love this book. Gave it to my wife right after I was done, and she read it all in one day and absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this is a remarkable book.
It's a
highest possible recommendation.
I think it's a pretty quick read. You'll fly through this pretty quickly.
I think you will definitely get sucked into the story. That you will want to continue because each one ends with like, oh my god, are they going to give up the baby? Oh my god, why are they remodeling their house? Anyway, yeah. So the rumor is like there's a hardcover edition coming out like on Free Comic Book Day. That's what I've heard.
Oh fuck! It's gonna make me go into the comic shop that day, isn't it?
We don't know if it's oversized. We don't know if it's standard hardcover. We don't know anything really, but I've heard rumor that it's going to be a Free Comic Book Day exclusive, kind of like Doctor Strange: The Oath. Whether any of that is true or not, I don't know. Maybe Geo. You still here?
Geo. No.
How we summon him? Just yell. Maybe Geo will know.
There he is.
Geo, do you know anything about the hardcover coming out?
It's supposed to be out in May, and I think it's a standard size. I don't think it's a oversized hardcover.
Is it available everywhere, or is it available only at Free Comic? Like I thought it was a Free Comic Book thing.
I think it's yes for comic book shops. I think.
Rick Nelson says it is already under the coming soon section on IST.
So IST will get it. Well, shit the bed then.
All right, there you go.
I will be ordering it from our sponsor.
Standard size hardcover, Rick Nelson says.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's in the previews catalog, so yeah, everybody's gonna get it.
Cool, awesome.
How long before we get an absolute? 2 years? 3 years?
I guess it really depends on how well that hardcover sells, right? That's what they go by. Like, oh, enough people want this. Yeah, it needs to be. I would own it in absolute just because of Mitch Gerard's beautiful artwork.
Yeah, this art is amazing.
I would double dip. I would triple dip after getting my hardcover. I'm already planning the triple dipping. That's how much of a fucking bitch I am. I'm planning on triple dipping. None of this has been announced. I am a consumer whore.
You are their target audience. You really are.
I am their target audience. All right. So, speaking of things that are coming out, let's talk about solicitations and talk about the books that are 50% off. I did read some other stuff, by the way, but I think we went on a little long.
And I didn't
wanting
haul
to check out a
anything.
fun series. X-Men Black was really fun.
Oh, it was?
It's a collection of one-shots, and they're all written by different people.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool. It happens like so yeah, it goes along with like X-Men Red and the last few X-Men Gold and X-Men Blue. But I really enjoyed it. So, what's coming out this week, Jess? Or who's pulling it up?
You are.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Do we want Gio to... let's have Gio pull it up.
Oh, yeah, Gio, you pull it up, man.
He knows his way around previews.
Okay, sure.
You got this, Gio.
My crap internet. Let's do this.
You got it.
Am I highlighted?
You are.
Up Spot Lock, and no, I did not ever see the Consumer Whore Starbucks logo. Shout out to Spot Lock. He's a good guy.
I have no idea. Is it working? I've never done this.
Who are you talking to? Are you sharing? Oh, you got to be careful when you share your screen, dude.
Yeah, it's not.
It was really
working.
embarrassing the first time Jess did it.
No,
a lot
it
of things he
wasn't.
did not want.
That is
out
not
there.
so. Don't even start. Stop that.
A lot of stuff.
Stop that. That's not true.
Dude, I was talking about like your grocery list. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's so not true. There was nothing
Your
embarrassing.
click list.
So
do you know how to share your screen?
I don't know how to do anything. Let's see.
Oh, well, let's have Omar do it then. Omar,
Again?
Sorry.
Oh, God. Hold on. Let me pull
I
this.
have no idea.
It's okay.
It's all right. Omar knows how to do it. It's fine.
I really don't. Like I don't.
You've
know
done
what
it before. You do it all the time.
I don't do it all the time. I do it when you're not here. Okay, so I got the page pulled up. Let me share my screen real quick. Don't forget to highlight me.
You're highlighted, buddy.
All right. Your entire screen. Share. Bam. All right. Let me know when you can see this.
We can see it.
Okay. Here's a book I've been really enjoying.
Yeah.
I
Gideon
agree.
Falls. Really, really like that.
Totally agree.
Mage. I wish I was hyped up on this as much as I was when I was 15, 14 years old, but I've been so out of the loop on Mage. I remember my Mage is Coming t-shirt I had when I was in high school. I waited too long. This is a Magic Order by Mark Miller, right?
Mm-hmm.
This looks like something. Oliver Copiel. Oh, I'm surprised that he doesn't, like, Miller doesn't make these books into hardcovers at first. He just releases the trade paperbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird.
He sells some Netflix deals.
Spawn Dark Horror. Oh, hell yeah. Don't get too excited. This is a read book. This is a no picture book, guys. Just a heads up. If you don't like, this is one of those books with no pictures. They actually make this.
It has
Garbage.
illustrations.
Does it?
Yeah, it has drawings from Miura.
But how many are we talking about? Like 5?
I'm guessing between each chapter.
You can't cock tease me like that with 5 drawings so I can buy a book.
It
That's what my wife tries to do. I'm not reading novels. All right. World of Tom Clancy. I don't even know what this is. This is art book?
That's
That's an awesome description. All right. Way to go, Previous World. Jesus. Why am I doing this? IDW Publishing.
I think it's artwork from The Division.
Okay. Star Wars Adventures, Tales from the Vader Castle.
Ooh, that sounds cool. Vader's Castle.
Yeah. What? Who? I thought Marvel owned the rights to. All right, whatever. Yes, that's a definite buy for me. Collecting Detective Comics 974 to 982, and that is Detective Comics Rebirth Deluxe hardcover Volume 4. That is the last Rebirth hardcover in the Detective Comics run. I think the next one has been solicited. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. Isn't it been solicited as a standard hardcover?
Sucks.
so.
They can eat a bag of freaking dicks. No, thank you, DC. Batman, Superman, Silver Age, Omnibus, hardcover, volume 2. Jess, this is you, buddy.
I will be getting that. It's 50% off.
All right. Only because Jess Bragg is buying it's 50% off. That's why.
That's right. And so is Injustice versus Masters of the Universe.
Oh, that makes my decision so much easier. Now I need to buy that. Because this is what's left out. This was not collected in the Omnibus. So if you've got the He-Man Omnibus, they left this out just so you could buy it for 50% off at InStockTrades.com.
What the hell is that?
That is two manly men.
Freaking it out. Settling their
greeting. This is how manly men greet each other. He-Man's like, "What's up, Soups?" And Soups like, "What's up?"
Okay.
Does anybody own the Commandi Challenge in hardcover? Because I thought about getting the hardcover. I like the idea. I think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I haven't read it, but it's pretty fun.
Have you read it, Jess?
I have not.
We cannot talk about that then. Sandman, no. Wonder Woman. I love Sandman. I'm saying no because that's like the 30th. No.
We don't need that edition.
Wonder Woman trade paperback volume 8.
See, here's where we get into trouble because in the wake of Dark Knight's Metal, this is where I'm not going to be able to buy anything new until I read Dark Knight's Metal, anything metal. If it ties into metal, I can't read it. That's where I ran into trouble with Justice League Dark because it referred to metal and I have no idea what's going on. I'm sure it's cool, but I'm just
hoping they collect this run in hardcover, because we got the other run. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving DC too much credit.
How long has James Robinson been writing Wonder Woman? Holy shit!
Not very long.
Okay.
Like this is his second arc.
All right.
And I'm a little worried. So if anybody in the chat has read it, lie to me. Tell me it's great. Because I love James Robinson, and I don't. Some of his stuff has broken my heart. Doctor Strange by Donny Cates.
I will be getting that.
I believe if you're getting the oversized hardcovers, like this lines up with the Jason Aaron stuff, but there was a run in between, and I want to say it was Cullen Bunn maybe that wrote it. Cannot remember who wrote it. Somebody wrote like just 6 or 7 issues in between them, and that hasn't been collected in oversized hardcover.
Is that the whole thing?
Well, the Donny Cates stuff. Does it finish out the run, you mean? No, because it's still going.
Okay.
Hopeless. Thank you, Freddie. I knew somebody would know. That's why I love this. What is the show again? Near Me Condition? Where are we at?
Omnibros Live.
Omnibros Live.
Son of a bitch.
Are you having a stroke? Are you okay?
Dude, it's fucking Mr. Miracle. It got to be. All right. Now we are going into the Epic Collection, which I love collecting Iron Man like this because I sold my Omnis. This is Iron Man issues 2 through 24, The Man Who Killed Tony Stark. I do believe this is Iron Man Volume 3. It is. I just double-checked with my shelf. Iron Man Heroes Return Complete Collection. This has been collected already in an omnibus format.
50% off?
Is
No,
the Epic? Okay.
that's 42% off.
Okay, what about Shatterstar? Because I really like this. Jess, I think you would enjoy this if you're looking for a book.
Shatterstar is 42% off. You think I'd like that?
You would like this. You don't have to know hardly anything about the character. It's a lot of fun. Tim Seeley wrote it.
I like Tim Seeley.
It's very Hawkeye-ish. Like he has an apartment complex. So I kind of want to say it's like Hawkeye. It's a lot of fun though. I really enjoyed it.
I'll check that out. Shatterstar?
Yeah, Shatterstar. Shield by Hickman and Weaver.
Holy shit, it's done.
Well, this is the trade paperback. I think they've already released the hardcover.
They released it in the hardcover.
All right. Spider-Man 2099 versus Venom 2099, which is actually Spider-Man 2099 Classics Volume 4. Because that line, the Classics line, they've done away with, and I think that's the way of collecting the rest of the run. Jess, is Doctor Strange 50% off?
It is not.
It is not, Freddie.
But X-Men by Milligan is.
Oh, God.
Really?
Never mind. Yeah, good luck. Thoughts and prayers if you're ordering that book. All right, this is a good book. This is Kieran Gillen, Thor. I think this is a good run. Very underrated. Should have been an omnibus, but whatever. I'm not Marvel. And then X-Men by Madelyn. I don't know what to say. Salvador LaRocca? Like, he's good.
It's Omar's pick of the week. There you go.
No, it is not. It's not at all. Look at Shatterstar.
Wait, it's got Emma Frost in it.
Oh yeah, go buy that.
Look at that badass cover. Look at that cover.
This is such a bad run. Jesus,
Can you
why?
Move it on that cover real quick. Look at that.
Oh no, that's Salvador LaRocca. I mean,
Is that Salvador LaRocca?
yeah, that's LaRocca.
La Roca?
That was me. There we go. Who's rolling their R's like a fucking Latin over there? Who is that? Is that Jess? There, look at that.
Roca.
The ladies love that. All right, let's see. Boom Studios, Go Power Rangers, Volume 3. Hopefully they will collect that in a hardcover. Sons of Anarchy, which I didn't even know until like a couple months ago when I was on a show. Somebody was telling me there was a Sons of Anarchy comic. I was like, what? I love that show.
Holy shit.
And Steven Universe, one of you guys, Geo, you're a Steven Universe guy, right?
Never seen it.
I think it's Gabe that's Steven Universe.
Gabe.
I love Steven Universe. It's great.
I knew one of you guys did.
It's a fun show.
One of the best anime ever made, based on this manga right here, Barefoot Gen. It's about the bombing on Hiroshima, based on the author's like real life story.
Mm-hmm.
It is fucking brutal and sad, but I think it's an important story to tell. Man, look at all this classic illustrated. Jess, do you remember any of these covers?
I remember Classics Illustrated, totally.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit what it like? Classic Illustrated, Tom Sawyer. When did these come out? Like the original ones?
Like when I was 5 years old, and I avoided them like the plague because they were all Classic Illustrated and stuff I would never read because it was like Tom Sawyer and All Quiet on the Western Front, and I wanted to read Batman.
I don't want to read about fucking Tom Sawyer. I want to read about Batman, Mom.
That's exactly right. One book that was 50% off was Image Magic Order.
Okay, the Mark Miller and Copiel book. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 50% off.
We have, let's see what else we have. I cannot not talk about this book because of this title, Colorblind Story of Racism.
Oh.
I have never heard of this. Jonathan Harris, 15 lives. Confronting his own. Okay, so it's based on his accounts. Okay.
Cool.
I've never heard of that. Let's see. Get a Robot. Well, that's Devolution. That's not Go Nagai. Let's see. Anything here pique your interest there, Jess? Luis? Like, Go with Clouds, North by Northwest. Is that a manga? Sounds like a manga. It's too long of a name not to be a manga. Yep, it's a manga. Pre-Code Classics. I think I've asked Jess if he owns any of those. He said no.
I do not. No, I haven't gone down that particular rabbit hole.
Young Mozart. Is that what's his name that did this? Nope, it's not.
Young Mozart.
Brad Meltzer had a series of like kids book called Young Einstein. Wait, no, that's a movie. I love that movie from the 80s. What was it called? It was like the kid versions of like these famous people, right? Like Rosa Parks and stuff. And I bought my kids some, and they really loved them. That's what I thought this was. And that's it. So, Jess, can you really quick run through the list of the things that are 50% off? I will stop sharing my screen.
Okay, wait. Let me. Let's see. Batman, Superman, Silver Age Omnibus is 50% off.
Ooh.
Injustice versus Masters of the Universe is 50% off. Iron Man Heroes Return Complete Collection is 50% off. Magic Order from Image is 50% off. And X-Men by Milligan, which is Omar's pick of the week, is 50% off.
I have no idea where you fools are like got that. Okay. Somebody's gonna be pissed off when they order that and be like, "Man, this is shit. I'm never listening to Omar." And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I told these fools not to say it was me."
We're gonna get 1-star reviews on iTunes.
Don't trust anything these assholes say. Especially that Omar guy. Doesn't know shit about X-Men. Sometimes I don't think I do. Okay, that is it. I am serious. Thank you, Banana Jester. God, I knew somebody would know that.
9 on the button, guys.
9 on the button. Okay, excellent. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Current events? Did you all talk about Star Wars yesterday, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
How excited you all are? What else came out?
I said RoboCop was a better franchise.
Yeah, and that's when I almost turned off your connection.
You know Frank Miller wrote RoboCop 2 and 3, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. I have a soft spot for RoboCop 2. I like 2. I didn't care for 3.
3, they recasted him, didn't they?
3 is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They killed off what's her name? No, he was Murphy. What the hell was her name? Anyway, no, you're wrong though.
Yeah,
That's where I was going. That's where I was going.
Thank you.
You're wrong.
Yeah,
Star
totally.
Wars, dude. Star
Come
Wars.
on.
People that don't give a shit. Give a shit. Star Wars.
I'm more excited about the Mandalorian show than the movie, to be honest with you.
Okay. Okay.
It looks
That's okay.
amazing.
That's all right.
I'm still going to watch that movie, and I'm still going to be excited. Even if it sucks, I'm still going to go, and I'm going to love it.
It's not going to suck. It's going to be great. And so is the Mandalorian show. They're both going to be great. We have lots to look forward to, including WandaVision.
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 I hope they mail me a pair of like WandaVision glasses that I have to wear the entire time when I'm watching this fucking show. Mandalorian sounds pretty cool, man. I'm excited about I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited about Star Wars 9. It looks.
I am too.
It already looks like it's got some things going in the right direction. I know you guys like The Last Jedi, but then there's people like Jess. He loved Last Jedi, and he will love Episode 9.
Yes.
Because Jess is the heart and soul of humanity.
I'm humanity's last hope.
Sadly, that might be true out of the 6 of us. You and Gio. Like, if this was a horror movie, I think Gabe's the first one dead. He's always late.
Well, if it's a horror movie, usually the good guys go out first, and then you just watch the bad guys try to solve everything. So
true. Okay, we got a chance, Luis.
You think we're the first to go, Gio?
I like that.
Too good to live?
Good for this new apocalyptic world, son. We got to go.
Oh, man.
This is true. I don't think you could cut it, man.
I think you're probably right.
I don't think you could cut it. All right. Well, is that it, guys? Or is the questions in the chat?
Well, let me get in a plug for our fabulous sponsor. We love them. They tolerate us. It's InStockTrades.com, where you can get your 50% off collected editions. Up to 50% off, that is. As I told you before, what was up to 50% off this coming week. And there's loyalty discounts that tack on an extra 2% to that. Every quarter there's an Omnibros code. Order $50 or more. You get free shipping in the United States. Fabulous customer service. Fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Oh, yeah. Love them.
We love them.
And if you guys
thank you to them for our review books. Thank you.
Thank you.
InStockTrades.com.
Thank you, guys.
We way appreciate it.
Oh, you took your dust jacket off. I was like, dude, did your book just fall apart? I thought you were holding one of the inserts.
No, this is I took my dust jacket off to read it and didn't put it back on. It's actually a really cool dust jacket.
Like a real human being. That's what you do. You take the damn dust jacket off, leave it on the shelf just to make sure you know where to put the book back.
Right. Something like that.
If you guys could do us a favor, guys in the chat, can you please go on iTunes and review us, or your podcasting app and give us a review? It helps people find us. Omar got a positive comment earlier today in the reviews.
That's a first. Most of the time, people leave the show because of me.
Oh, come on. They love you guys.
They tolerate us. They love Jess.
Head over to iTunes, give us a review, and tell us how much you love us or how much you hate us. Whatever works.
And what's the Android podcast app?
Podcast Addict.
Podcast Addict for Android. You can listen to us. So, Gio, where can they find you on the interwebs?
Find me at A Week in Geekdom here on YouTube, where I talk about nerdy stuff. So yeah, A Week in Geekdom.
Luis, where can they find you?
Comics God 101 on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. And I'm working on another side project pretty soon, so we'll see how that comes out.
Ooh, side project.
But
serves up a little dish of mystery.
I thought this was the side project.
This is my side project for the side project.
Damn. All right.
Omar, how about you?
Look at this. I got graphics ready.
Wow.
Your big edition. That's state-of-the-art technology there, my friends. That's our new logo, actually. So, yes, the Year Condition.
I like
That's
that.
where you can find me. Yeah, our friend Heather did that on YouTube. And we will be on tomorrow with a special guest, guy that knows everything about comic books. Just
Right
Bragg.
on, man. You
I'm
can
talking
find,
about Green Arrow by Kevin Smith.
which was a shockingly good book.
Even with onomatopoeia in it?
Yeah, he didn't bother me. He bothered me in that goddamn Batman book, but I liked him in this book.
Can't wait to talk to you about it, man.
Alrighty. You can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and Omnidogs_Vault on Instagram. And thank you to the chat. We love the chat. It was great tonight. And peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.